In this video, we're talking about the Obsbot Tail 2. Thank you so much to Obsbot for sponsoring this video. I just got into the studio, and in our podcast room, Tim has already set up the Obsbot Tail 2 as the official live stream camera of the Shoot Your Shot podcast. It's plugged right into the board through HDMI for easy switching to other cameras that they have set up. I'm also doing a BTS vlog today, which includes recording this reel with my wife, Lindsay. Using the Tail 2, I just set it up and forget it. It'll track, zoom, and make nice shots along the way, and I don't have to worry about it. Plus, I'm also using the Tail 2 to record my review of the all-new Sony RX1R3, the controversial camera of the year. Lindsay is off to another shoot today, so she can't help me film. That's fine, though. The Obsbot Tail 2 moves like a real-life camera person. What is the Obsbot Tail 2, though, you might ask? The Tail 2 is a PTZR 4K live production camera. That means that it also rolls, goes vertical, horizontal. And if you're looking to add some live streaming services to your wedding video business or for commercial clients, this is a very easy answer to that. And on the surface, that's probably what the Tail 2 looks like it is for, but down below, it's actually for a lot more. It's an incredibly versatile camera for solo video creators, even when not live streaming. It's really helpful, it has great optics. There's a battery in here, and it records to the card 4K 60 as well. You can also stream 4K 60 if you want. It'll auto level, you can control it with gestures, and we're now into their next generation of AI tracking 2.0. It's now a lot more responsive to rapid movements. So if you're recording and streaming a dance competition, I'm not gonna dance for you. It'll track well with that. Also, it has a group track, so if there's more than one person in a scene, it'll understand that. There's an AI database for object and animal tracking, so you can just double tap on whatever you wanna track. You can also rotate it easily from horizontal to vertical, and you can control it from the app. You can also multicam it. We just have the one here, but if you have a few, you can actually control them through the smart remote, and there's a tally light to show you which camera is currently active. There are also a lot of ways in the back here to connect your Tail 2 to whatever you need, SDI to NDI, HDMI, UVC. If you do have an existing setup, there's a pretty solid chance that this is just gonna integrate into it, no problem. If you're really advanced, you can also use this in virtual production environments with graphics, but unfortunately, we are not that fancy. Another thing I'm very happy to see is that you can just run this off the battery, so just as this for up to 5 hours. There's also 360 base that'll give you even more battery life, or you can just plug it in, USB-C, while you use it. There's also a lot of support for keyboards and other input devices. So that's a lot about the Tail 2. Now, let's actually use it. So say we're gonna do a lighting tutorial over here in the studio, but I don't have Tim to help me run the camera. I could easily do this as a live stream, but today we're going to do this recorded so that I can add some additional graphics and photos to the demo before it goes live. There are a few apps for the Tail 2, Obsbot Start, Obsbot Live, and Obsbot Center. Today we're going to be using Obsbot Start to give you an overview of the system. First, let's talk about tracking. It's incredibly good. You can adjust the speed as well as the auto framing with zoom. You can go with upper body, full body, or close up, or a few other options. This alone makes your videos a lot more professional, and you don't need a video crew. The tracking is also really great. You just double tap anything to track, or you can use gestures. Doing this with your hand will make the AI tracking pick you up. Doing it again, it's gonna make that AI tracking deactivate. Doing this will zoom from 1 to 2 times, or from 2 to 1 times, and the OK sign will start and stop recording. You can also disable these if you don't want to use them. The auto zoom is also really nice. I set mine to slow, and it feels very natural, more like a person. If I was going into that dance performance that I talked to you about, I might set it to a faster mode. You can also set to only me mode if there is somebody else that might be on screen, but you don't want them to have the attention of the camera. There are customizable composition lines as well. I find this to be really helpful. In the past, any sort of auto zoom that I've used, and the follow feature basically put your face in the center of the frame, and then it zoomed and reframed, but you were always in the center. Now you can put yourself in a more cinematic location so that it will track you a little bit more naturally. This is a much better solution to go about auto framing and zooming. You can also set up preset camera angles to move between. This is a very nice feature for a number of things, even us on wedding days, to have 3 different preset locations. You just tap the button, you go to preset 1, tap the button, preset 2, tap the button, preset 3. As you can see on the screen, the images are really great. I'm displaying this at 4K 30p, but you can also do 4K 60 and even 1080 at 120. That means you can use this as a slow motion camera if you're doing something that really requires that. The optics are also really great, 12-piece optical lens, including 3 spherical lenses. With a 5-time optical zoom and extended range for digital zoom, you have some wide angle to telephoto options. It's a really portable camera to have so much in it. The sensor has been significantly improved with dynamic range, reduced noise in both bright and low light environments, upgraded color accuracy, saturation, as well as just more flexible exposure controls. The autofocus system is an all-pixel phase detect AF. What that means is you're getting faster focus speeds, better accuracy with focus, and great focus in low light as well. There are also a few different focus methods like center weighted, face detection, and foreground focus. The ISO range has also been expanded, and the low light performance has been enhanced over previous models. In the Tail 2, there is also night view mode, so if you're recording something in a darker environment, there's a way to optimize for that. Now, when it comes to the PTZ elements, or PTZR elements, You get pan, tilt, and zoom, as well as rotate. You get self-adjusting leveling as well. The PTZR functions all have ball bearings and structure within the lens, which is different than typical 3-axis structures. Basically, it makes for better image stabilization and performance. It also allows you to go easily from horizontal to vertical for social content and keeps your frame rate and resolution consistent. One of my favorite things, as I mentioned, is that this just runs off a battery. The battery charges quickly and I don't have to worry too much about plugging this in. It also supports PD 3.0 fast charging and can continuously charge while it's in operation. When it comes to everything on the back, I'm not going to go through absolutely all of these features. If you need something, there's a good chance it's here. What we're using for this tutorial is the 3.5 mic input for audio. This means whatever mic you're wearing just goes in like a normal camera. We're also using a micro SD card and I used the USB-C cable to charge it earlier. If you do want to go out of this camera to maybe give yourself a monitor or to live stream, there's a lot of options: HDMI 2.0, SDI, Ethernet, and a lot more. There's also a tripod thread in the bottom, and if you do need 360-degree rotation, you can get a 360 battery grip. All right, here we are on the wireless lav. So as you can see, tracking nicely. Got my light over here. Have a few different angles set up, as you can see over here. I can walk into this scene over here. And that's set up on my preset 2. Preset 1, over here. Studio backdrop. And preset 3, over this way. So if you're doing a wedding ceremony, this is obviously going to be very helpful. I'm gonna make it track me here. If you're doing a wedding ceremony, you can have these 3 different camera angles set up so that you have something for the signing table, you have kind of the main shot, and then you might even want something of the couple coming down the aisle, so you can have all 3 of them and control them easily. On the app, you can also set a few things. So right now I have it set to me, so if you tap that me button right there, what it's gonna do is it's going to ignore anyone else. So say Tim walks into the frame. Tim, do you want to walk behind me here? I'm gonna adjust the auto zooming speed a little bit here, and it's just focused on me. So Tim is here, Tim's walking around, but it doesn't care. If I do want Tim to be part of the scene, I can hit group mode here, and it will include more of us. So it'll know that both of us should remain on screen as we walk away from each other awkwardly. Back to single mode. Goodbye, Tim. Goodbye. For auto zooming, so if you're set all the way up here, it's showing you on the top corner there what that looks like. Somewhere down here will actually give you a really nice zoom in. I think that looks pretty nice, right? There we go. So now I have a very professional looking camera angle with the 5x zoom built into this camera, or I guess extended zoom if you do want to go in digital. I don't think we need to get in digital here. 5x zoom is actually kind of a lot to go from wide angle to 5x. So you're gonna get maximum 4K quality. And as you can see, I've set it to slowly follow me, so it feels a little bit more like a human. If I did want to set that to fast, you can set it to crazy. If I did want this to track me really quickly, I can set it to crazy mode, and it moves very fast. I like it somewhere around there. I feel like that feels nice. Now in here, we have the composition target. So this is basically setting where the subject is going to be. So a typical, this is actually better than typical. So even like this, I feel like it's kind of fine. So most auto framing would have my face a lot closer to like this level right here, where it would literally be in the center of the frame. This actually feels kind of nice and natural. So if it's following me around, I made it stop tracking me. If it's following me around, like it is right now, it keeps me in a pretty natural spot, so I'm not always directly centered, which is really nice. If I do want to maybe put myself on this side over here, I can move myself over here. And now if I had a whiteboard or something, I could easily be doing a presentation. I got all this space here set up by my composition guidelines. In here, you also have face framing as well, so you can set that to where you want it to be. If you want to be up high, you want to be down low, it'll do either for you. For gimbal movements, you can also set them fast, slow. And you can use the zoom as well on the side here. If you do want to do it manually, I'm going to set that to somewhere that's a little more natural feeling, maybe somewhere in the middle, and we're going to go back into tracking mode. It's going to pick me up. If you do want to start and stop recording, you make the OK sign. I'm not going to do it because then this is going to stop recording, but it's the OK sign that you're familiar with. It's here. Great. And if I do want to zoom, I do this, and I zoom into 2 times. And if I want to zoom out, I do this again, and I go back to full 1-time wide mode. In the side here, you also have some custom settings. So if you do want to go into full manual mode, you want to set your ISO and you want to just lock everything off, you're able to do that. I think for today's example, I'm pretty happy to leave it in automatic white balance and in aperture priority mode, which will basically let as much light in as possible. So it's going to keep your ISO a little bit lower, which means you're not going to get too much into the high ISOs. You can also lock your exposure in here. So if you are moving around, and you get closer to a window and you don't want that to drastically impact the exposure of the scene, you can do that. Now I was a little skeptical when it came to my personal use case with this camera. For videos in the studio, I've normally just set up a tripod like this. I found that auto framing and zooming in the past was just distracting and it was never aesthetically right. With the Obsbot Tail 2, it makes it feel nice and natural. I slowed the speed down a bit, it comes defaulted to fast, but now it feels like somebody's just holding a camera for you. And the other thing I love is you can compose where you want to be in the frame. In the past, again, always in the center. Now it can be off to the left or right. Even if I just break the center comp just a little bit, it feels a lot nicer. For someone that makes a lot of videos alone in the studio, it's actually really helpful to have this. Plus, it also scales into my real life job production. While I'm not doing a weekly live church broadcast as my full-time job, I am doing full-length ceremony coverage on wedding days, and I often get requests for live streaming. I also got a request last week to do boardroom presentations for a company, an AGM meeting, and they don't need them to be live, but automatically tracking is gonna give you a much more professional looking product with no editing. It's just done on the card. Overall, this is a really solid product, and it is for sure the PTZR camera that's the most for me. I'm happy that Obsbot got in contact and sponsored this video. If you do wanna get your own Tail 2, there's a link down below in the description. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to put them down below and I'll do my best to get back to you. Goodbye.